Thank you so very much for being back. And if you just joined us, it's still Enterprise Friday, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's head straight to our conversation for today. Nigerians, political parties and groups have outlined expectations for Professor Joash Amupitan, SAN, recently nominated by President Bola Tinubu as the new chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The Council of State has approved his nomination, which will now go to the Senate for confirmation. If confirmed, Amupitan, a professor of law from Kogi State and Deputy Vice-Chancellor of the University of Jos, will become the 6th academic to lead the commission.
Very true. The African Democratic Congress, ADC, urged Amupitan to remain loyal to Nigerians, not the ruling party, and ensure credible elections. Now, Governor Caleb Mutfwang of Plateau State praised him as a patriotic intellectual capable of upholding integrity and strengthening democracy.
Very well said. And similarly, the Northern Ethnic Nationalities Forum and the Obidient Movement congratulated Amupitan, expressing hope that his leadership would bring transparency, reforms, and improved credibility to Nigeria's electoral process ahead of the 2027 general elections. We still have with us Sonny Igbanugo, journalist and public affairs analyst. Thank you so very much, Mr. Igbanugo, for hanging on.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get to the crux and the meaty part of our discussion. Of course, the long-awaited time is here. We have a new INEC chair.
Yeah.
What's your take on this? First, do you think the person of Amupitan is the best person for the job? Just before we get into other interesting part of the story.
Well, I must say that I do not know him personally. So, and I have heard very little about him in the past. So I just based my analysis on what is out there in the public space. That is a very credible person, an astute lawyer and academic, and that is a man of high integrity. That is what I have read from the government, the people that appointed, the government that appointed him, and some of the commentators I have watched talk about him. I hope that is the case. I hope that is the case, because that is what we need to steer the ship, or the political ship of this nation, and to clean the audience table, to pull this country out of the morass of electoral malfeasances. I think that is what we need. That is the type of character we need. If that actually captures his characterization, or that characterization actually captures who he truly is, I think it's a positive development. It's not one that everybody should be hopeful about. But then there are so many things that we talk about when it comes to electoral matters in Nigeria.
Okay, so let's bring this down to his academic background, right? So what impact could Amupitan's academic background have on the modernization of Nigeria's electoral system? Especially
as a professor.
Yeah.
We are used to having professors now as INEC chair and the return officers. So do you think the professorship spells credibility?
Without too much making much ado about being a professor, let me remind you that the professor is currently in prison in Cross River State for electoral offenses. Yeah, so it doesn't have to do with his professoral attainment. I think it has to do with his person and what he's determined to do. I think professors are the ones that rig election in Nigeria all over the place. There's no place in Nigeria today that you don't have professor as the returning officer, or the person that conducts the election in states, including the main people that conducted Morrissey, who was is a professor. Atahiru Jega is a professor. And the Mahmoud Yakubu He's a professor. And you cannot think that these people are smelling roses today. None of them is smelling roses, in spite of their academic attainments. It has to do with your determination. And that is why, looking further into this, the appointment of Amupitan, I say unless it's a man that is imbued with the highest level of patriotism, he must be another Gani Fayomi for him to do anything different. If he is not another Gani Fayomi, I don't think there's anything to cheer about his being a professor. He must be a man burning with the zeal of putting Nigeria together, putting Nigeria on the right footing. Because let me tell you, credible election is the only pathway to Nigeria's greatness. Nothing more, nothing less can give us that leeway that we are looking for, except credible election. And the election, his performance will have to start now. We'll start from now to count his conduct. First of all, registration of political parties. Second of all, interpreting all the matters that today are pending in our electoral firmament, including that of the status of the Labour Party and its leadership, including the crisis in the PDP, in the political party generally, where INEC has to play a role. There must be that sense of patriotism to make giant strides and lead the way in cleaning the audience table. If that does not happen, and that must happen from the blast of the whistle, kicking off the match. If that does not happen, then we have no reason to hope for better future, that there is going to be anything different from what others have done. Other professors have been there. Professors are the ones, in spite of their parlous situation in Nigeria, in spite of the pay, the Nigerian professors, especially those in the academia, are the least remunerated in the world, in the whole world. Even the Gambia, professors in the academia in the Gambia are better off than those in Nigeria, in the tiny Gambia there. So look at this thing. These people are the people that shoot themselves in the leg. This is an opportunity for you to have well-paved road in this country, for our hospitals to be to transform themselves into serious places of redemption and not death centers, for our tertiary institutions to work according to world standard, to every other thing you can think of. Election and INEC is the beginning. If we don't get this right, then we are not going anywhere. Nigeria cannot. Waking up the sleeping giant is impossible. So everything is on the shoulders of this man that has just been appointed. I hope he knows that. I am sure that there is no way he will be his appointment can come out of the blues. Before he was made, this appointment was made, he must have been contacted, and nobody knows what was discussed behind the scene. Nobody knows. It is up to him to know whether those things have been discussed behind the scene, whether he's going to adopt them, or whether he's going to be a man of himself and take Nigeria to the next level in terms of development. With life, right?
Yes, very, very true. Because Nigerians cannot forget Professor Peter Ogban, who rigged the election for the current Senate President Godswill Akpabio, a man who did not sit for the elections, but today he is our Senate President. So you can see how bad the situation is when the academia involve themselves in some of these things. But let's still stick to Amupitan at this particular point. November 8th will be Anambra gubernatorial elections. I would love to believe that should be the first litmus test for Amupitan. So what do you think? What do you think Amupitan should be concerned about Anambra State governorship elections come November 8th? What do you think he should be looking out for? What are those things that he should navigate and possibly ensure that Anambra becomes the #1 tool that he would use to gain the trust of Nigerians?
Essentially, Harry, I'm a participant in that election, being the first man of the governorship candidate of the ADC in Anambra. And I was there, the lawyers would say, the local Tinkuo, when the August 16 by-election time. I was there, I watched the whole election. It was a thing, it was a terrain. It was something that nobody who is a patriotic Nigerian will want to keep it. So I think it will start the announcement we make as INEC chairman that wants to bring that about to change in this country. We start from Anambra. The tsunami that will happen in this country in terms of the electoral fortunes of this country will start from Anambra election. If he doesn't use the Anambra election to announce himself, I don't think there is any other thing that we'll be talking about in terms of credibility. First of all, it is the remit of INEC to ensure that the electoral environment is clean enough. Before the eyes of INEC operating, people were openly buying votes. People were openly buying votes, and INEC who they are watching and in some cases collaborating with those winning. So if he doesn't use the Anambra election to announce himself as a man that wants to bring a credible change, then the joke is on him. So I think you are right when you say that Anambra State is a small state for him. Let him use it to announce himself and to instill confidence in the people that I am the one that has come to save Nigeria. Because anybody that gets the elections right in Nigeria has come to save Nigeria. That is the only saving grace Nigeria has. Credible election. If you have credible election, every other thing. And I want to leave these words of that the purest treasure mortal times afford is a spotless reputation. If you remove it, as Shakespeare said, men are forgiven low of painted clay. My honor is my life. Both grow in one. Take honor from me and my life is God. That is what I want this man to remember. Let him go and read it in King Richard's record. Let him go and read that aspect. Men were ready to die. Noble men were ready to die because of their reputation, the reputation they want to lose. What else do you want to live on earth? Nobody, you cannot bury. Now, with the billions of naira that was voted for the 2023 presidential election, and at the end of the election, you announced a glitch, and from that moment, that election became tainted with the paintbrush of shame, and that is what you have left INEC with, and you are going home. What else do you want to achieve as a man? Now, if this man comes to your replacement, I was talking about Mahmoud Chega, that left there with his head bowed in shame, despite the billions of naira he collected to conduct that election. He left that place with head bowed in shame, with his credibility crawling on the floor. If this man comes in and he thinks that is also the legacy is going to live for himself, then he has left with nothing on earth at the end of the day. So he must go and read that aspect of King Richard II and know that the purest treasure he can have for himself is a spotless reputation. If you remove it, you are like gilded loam, that is the sand that you mold that has no life, or painted clay. No matter how much you decorate a piece of pottery, it has no life of its own in itself. So he must go and read that and know that that is the only thing he has at the end of the day, what Nigerians or what the world thinks about you.
Very well said. You have actually, you know, oversaid everything, and we can't say anything more than that, because the onus is on him right now to do the right thing. Professor Mahmoud Yakubu really has turned out to be the most controversial INEC chairman, so bad that a popular Afrobeat artist, Fal the Bad Guy, did a song for him. Professor Mahmoud, you're a fraud or something. A fraud. So, and there was a challenge. Okay, the Mahmoud Yakubu challenge of being a fraudster was all over the place. I do not know if anything can be as bad as that. And I think Amupitan should borrow from that and ensure that he would not allow himself become debased so much that young people begin to do songs for him like they have done for Mahmoud Yakubu. Thank you so very much, Mr. Sonny Banugo. We truly do appreciate you a lot.
My pleasure, indeed. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, people, that's just about the time we have. We'd love to say thank you for making this a date. Please do well to follow us. You can find us at EnterpriseTV7.com, and also you might re-watch this episode, if you may, when you visit us at EnterpriseTV7. I am Henry Igwebike.
And I am Kehinde Bodirin.
Thank you so very much. Once more, stay tuned for yet another interesting programs coming on Enterprise Television. Have yourself a splendid day, and God bless you.
Yeah, stay blessed.